Hello, friends, and welcome back to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you for joining me today. We are working on our Jolly Bar. So we have another Jolly Bar Jubilee going on here, friends. I am taking this pattern slow. I have trimmed because, friends, I haven't got everything pressed and trimmed and, all the things. But as you can tell, I'm still a bit under the weather, but that's okay. I'm in my sewing room, and I'm sewing, and I'm bringing you guys along with me. So I have enough pressed and trimmed to do 2 full blocks. So let me show you what we have here. We have our half square triangles with one of our accent fabrics. Then I have a dark and a light half square triangle. And then I have another, well, this is a medium and a light half square triangle. I have another one over here pressed, but it's not trimmed. So, friends, we're just going to get into it because my time is limited today. It is Friday. You will see this evening. So, I hope you're having a great start to your weekend. I know mine, I guess I could say it could be better, but it's not, and we're not going to fret over it. So what we're starting with, we are going to make the top row of our Marie Antoinette block. I'm calling it the Marie Antoinette block. That's what it's called in the pattern. I guess I chose a good name. So I'm turning my fabric stack over, so I am doing a accent half square triangle and a dark half square triangle. And these have to be positioned in a particular way. And we are just putting them in that position. I'm thinking these could probably nest, but I don't think they have to. And friends, I think we're going to be doing a disco again today with this light. But you know what? It is what it is. I'll only worry about it if the light completely goes out because I do need to get my new lights out and figure out how they work. But you have to do one of these per block. So let me put that one back. So that's our first row. So now we're going to do our second row, which is a light and then a dark. Well, actually, no, we have to do 4 of these per block. So let's go on and get all 4 of these done. So we're doing the half square triangle. I keep looking at my pattern, friends, because if I don't, I'm going to put these together in the wrong direction. But we do have to have 4 of these for each corner of our block. And friends, I'm sorry about coughing on here with you guys, but the coughing has now commenced with whatever this stuff is. I've still not seen anything as to what they decided I had. I guess I just have a summer cold. But I can tell you, it does cause my blood sugar to go up. Okay, so now that I have I'm not doing all 4 because it's looking like I have, I actually only have enough to do 1. So what we use 4 darks, 4 mediums, and 4 lights. So I have enough to do 1 block, friends. I have enough to do 1 block. So I'm going to do the mediums now. I did not realize that they used 2 different colors. So you use 4 darks, 4 mediums, and 4 lights. But with this, you use 2. 2 darks with the accent, 2 mediums with the accent, and that creates your corner blocks. Up, and that really got off there, didn't it? Well, as long as we get that. So I'm kind of shocked that it does not tell that. But yeah, it uses four darks, 4 mediums, and 4 lights. But with the accent, you are doing 2 darks and then 2 mediums. And then the 4 lights. So I actually only have enough. I'll have to decide which light I'm using. Which light color I'm using, because I got 8. I really was not paying enough attention to my pattern, I guess. To what I needed. That's not uncommon. So that's 4. So now, which one do we want? What light do we want? They're both the same background color, which is kind of like a taupe. I think that's what I'm going to use. So now we use all 4 of the backgrounds, and then we use the other 2 of the dark and the medium. So I'm going to move those out of the way. I'm going to keep these here. So now for the bottom row, we position our half square triangles to the right. I'm making sure that's correct. Yes, they both go to the top right. So now I am just going to line these up, and we will do 4 of these, 2 with the darks and 2 with the mediums. That's good that I caught that now, because I would have sit here and done all of my darks and all of my mediums and then all of my lights the way I thought they should have gone. So now we have another light and another dark. So friends, this looks like it's going to be a really short video for you guys. I just looked and we're not even 10 minutes in. But it looks like I'm only making 1 Marie Antoinette block instead of 2 that I had anticipated. Okay, so now we do our mediums, which we're using our light as the first block and then our medium as the second block. Our second piece that we're putting together. And friends, this is a lot of pieces here to press and trim. I have more over here on my ironing board to press, but I just did not get that done. Right now, I'm sleeping a lot. But I said this morning I woke up, of course, to my glucose monitor going off. It goes off at 3 a.m., 7 a.m., even though I haven't had a thing to eat. It's still going insane on me, and I'm just like, I don't know what more I can do than just not eating at all. So it is, I have no idea what time it is. I know it's 10, almost 10, I think, and I still have not eaten because I'm just don't know what to do. I'm beside myself right now on what to do. So what I'm going to do right now is press these open so we can make a full block, and I will be right back, friends. Okay, friends, so what we have now is our 2 rows. So what we'll do is we're going to match the colors to this. So let me separate these to the 2 stacks that we have. Okay, so this is the one I will use on the bottom of this one. Now I am going to nest seams, pin. They do nest because I press everything to the colored fabric, whichever one is the colored fabric is the one that I use and press to. And the reason I do that is just a habit. I've just always done it that way. Now the pattern does say to press open. I do not press open, but you know, that's a choice of my own. Now this right here on this end, this could nest, but I'm actually just going to make my ends meet there, and we will see what that looks like. It's pretty close to nesting right there, so I don't think it's going to be a big difference there. I don't believe you'll be able to tell a difference, but if you can, it's okay. Gives it character, friends. Gives it character, and that's what we're all about, ain't it? Giving our quilts character. It's just called laziness on my part. I'm not really a lazy person, but things like that, I just don't find it too extreme to worry over. So now on to our next part of our block, making sure that everything is positioned correctly. Now I can understand why they said to press open on this, but I just don't press open. So friends, it's looking like the one block may be all that we get done today. And just an update for you guys. If you watch, come and join us over on Tammy's channel for our, I don't know, is it this tonight? I don't know. I will have, yes, we are pushing the live. I have to double check and make sure it's not tonight's that's being pushed. But I think it's the 29th. It would have to be. It would have to be, friends. It's the second and fourth Friday of every month that we meet. And our fourth Friday is going to be pushed off until the 29th. I wouldn't think this is the fourth Friday, but we did. The first was the first Friday. Our month has been kind of mixed up for me anyway. And I will tell you why. The month started, I think, on a Friday on the 1st. So that just kind of threw me for a loop for everything in the month of May. Trying not to hit, oops, knocked my water mister down. Trying to not hit that pin with my needle. I'm getting very close with it, but not hitting it. So here we are on our, this is kind of the corner of the block is what that is. The one that has that accent fabric on it, that's kind of the corner of the block. Each corner has that accent color in it. So we are just pinning to make sure our ends are even right there. And that's what I'm more concerned with on this than making sure those seams nest. They're very close to nesting, so if they don't nest exactly, I'm okay with that, because right there at the end is going to catch up in the 1/4 inch seam when they attach to other pieces. My fabric's wanting to ruffle up there where I have that seam, so I just raise my foot and push it down. And I think, friends, after we get this done, I do have an appointment today. That's why I'm not going to be going any longer. I have to get ready for my appointment. Okay, so now I have the four corners of our block put together. So now let's put these four corners together to make our Marie Antoinette block. So friends, I will be right back with you in just a moment. Okay, friends, I now have my 2 sets of blocks completed. This is going to be beautiful, is all I can say. These colors are absolutely stunning together. So I'm going to start with my medium. This is my medium. And I am going to take one of my darks, and I am going to make sure this is on the outside. So when I lay them over one another, my 2 accent fabrics are going to be next to one another. And we are going to nest this seam right here. It does nest. And this is why I press to the colored or print fabric, because I know they're going to rotate. And as they rotate, they're going to be on opposite sides. So, and we've got the same thing here now on this end. We've got 2 seams that will nest, and they're nesting perfectly. So let's get this over here. And y'all see me scooch all the time. That's because I moved from behind the sewing machine. I don't know why, because y'all can see me back here. But I moved from behind the sewing machine when I'm doing things like that. And then I have to move myself back over behind the sewing machine. Now, this here, when I pressed it, it did not press flat. It kind of got caught up in there. So what I'm going to do, lift my foot. There we go. I got it there under that needle. So now I can get my scissors out of the way so I don't hit them. And friends, if any of y'all are suffering with this summer cold thing, I am so sorry. It is just absolutely horrible. So now we're going to do the same direction here. We're doing the light and then the dark, because what we will do is flip these. And when we flip these, they're going to be opposite one another. So once again, I'm pinning at that end so they're even. Then I'm nesting that seam right there in the center. And then I'm nesting this seam right here on the end, but I'm also making sure it's even on that end. Now, this one isn't, well, it could nest exactly, but it may leave a little hang out over there. Get this under that needle. And friends, I feel my stomach is about to start doing some grumbling. Oh man, I haven't eaten anything, but it's just because I'm scared to eat, because that alarm goes off every time I eat. It does not matter if I eat anything starchy, carby, or whatever, it does it. Okay, what happened? For some reason my thread broke. I noticed just a second ago it was funny hanging out the front there. So I'm going to try to my thread broke, friends. That's what I'm trying to say. Long story short, my thread broke. Okay, I have my thread re-threaded there. I'm going back a few stitches just to make sure. Whew. Hope y'all are enjoying the disco here, friends. My goodness, that light flashing. Okay, so we have both sides, our top and bottom of the Marie Antoinette block are now put together. So now I need to put the top and bottom rows together. Let me press and I'll be right back. And now I have both of my rows for the Marie Antoinette block is put together. And now I am nesting that center seam. Friends, I got distracted there. My sister's trying to call. I will catch her in a bit. And I've got to get that edge together there. So where each of these blocks are, I'm pinning each one of them. And friends, we have just about made the whole Marie Antoinette block. It's been about 35 minutes here. But overall, actual sewing and pressing, probably about 30. Because I do stop and I make sure I'm understanding my instructions sometimes. Because I know I sometimes don't get my instructions until I am in the throe of sewing it. And I want to make sure I'm doing it right. And I'm just taking my time putting this together, making sure I'm getting that 1/4 of an inch seam. I've got to lay that flap down there where we have a seam, making sure my edge is even here. That is my biggest issue, is making sure that edge is even, because I figure if I pin it, all should be even, but it's not always. Okay, friends, that is it for our Marie Antoinette block. I am going to press and I'll be right back. Okay, friends, here is my Marie Antoinette block. Is that not just gorgeous? I love that. Love, love, love. And I love how it has that pinwheel in the center. But friends, I will probably come back on with you guys one day and just do mindless sewing. And that'll be where I've already got all my stuff pressed, all my stuff trimmed for this. And I will have all my blocks laid out how they need to be sewn together. And I'll do chain sewing with that then. So friends, thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed making the Marie Antoinette block. Give me a thumbs up before you head out. Make sure you have subscribed. Feel free to leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, friends.